See if you can tune into that fresh air coming in through the window. Like feel the wind, notice the smell. See if you can detect the freshness of the prana, of the life force, of the chi that is streaming in your window as you take a deep breath in, smile, and exaggerate the breath in like it's a movie or something and somebody's demonstrating that they're really sampling the air and breathing it in and listen and feel and smell and detect the life force energy in the air around you. Let it out with a sigh and a smile. And again, a big breath in. A sigh and a smile. See if your shoulders relax and release. The hands start to shake. Let the feet shake so that they can get a little wider apart, and then we'll really go into the shake. So starting with the fingertips. Shaking is a practice of letting go. In today's back health class is going to be about letting go of tension and tightness everywhere in the body. So let the shaking move up to the wrists and the elbows and the shoulders. Let the shoulders move up and down. Exaggerate the shaking and feel it moving into your low back as well. Let your head start to release and the neck so that it's gently shaking. Turn over to one side for the shake. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it out with a sigh. Over to the other side. Deep breath in. Out with a sigh. Bring one arm up in the air and shake. Get the shaking a little more vigorous now. So you're shaking and bouncing. Other side, shaking and bouncing. Open and close the mouth. Blink the eyes a few times and let the shaking move to one foot. Now, if you'd like to steady yourself with a wall, that can really help, or a chair, because this isn't so much about strengthening, it's about letting that leg go. So steady yourself and shake. Bend the toes back and forth. Shake from the hip. Almost imagine as if you're flicking water off that foot. And go to the other one. Shake, shake, shake. Shake and flip. And the toes backwards. See if they crack a little. Adjust. Shake more. Now back to the middle. Shake. Let the heels come up and down off the floor, off the ground. So you feel just a little jolt. See if you're holding any tension in your face. Open the jaw really wide, the mouth. Blink the eyes a few times. Breath in and out with a sigh. Good. All right. Now start to slow this down with the feet a steady wide distance apart and hold still and breathe into this new body, this lighter body. Let's bring both hands to cover the space right below the navel and breathe in through the nose and then blow it out through the mouth. Like make such a powerful breath that you're trying to reach the breath across the room. As you breathe in, imagine the breath is coming in from the outside from a great distance. And as you blow it out, imagine the breath is going out in front of you to a great distance. Smile. Imagine as the breath comes in that it makes your eyes a little brighter, like you can see more light. And make a sigh 3 times. Big breath in, sigh everything out. Let the sigh be a letting go. The third one, reach up overhead, hook the thumbs, get tall, reach up out of your feet, and exhale. Hands come down to the side, and we move into knocking on the door of life. Your feet and legs are strong and steady for the back release version of willow tree or knocking on the door of life. So we're not lifting a heel because we're targeting the low back. Now imagine your hands are bumping into every area that you might feel sore or sometimes feel sore and the whole area around it. So let your hands connect with every part of this wide belt. Come farther across and a little shorter. And notice if there are any places that are tight or tense and bring your attention there. Like dive into that area with a relaxed expression. So we're going just to the edge of the tightness. Today's back health class is designed to release this, to release any tightness or tension that you have, low grade chronic low back pain or strain from activity. So we'll be dynamically loosening, encouraging all these areas to loosen, and then we'll do some back strengthening and core strengthening towards the end. So we're looking for just that edge where it's like, oh, there you are. If it feels like something pinches, then we've gone a little too far. So please honor your body. Try going a little further down low on your legs into the hips. Relax your face. See if you can smile. Okay. Now slow it down and let this lightness move into water waves. So the hands no longer touch the body, and instead, with your eyes either closed or wide open, seeing the whole space around you, turn from side to side like you're pushing the air with the palms of your hands. And then here again, gentle smile. Notice the mind jumps and moves and shifts. That's totally okay. And let the sensations in the body be a kind of a tether. Imagine your mind as a kite, soaring high into the sky, and yet you're at the end of the string, so there's still a link there. All right. Now, as this comes to a close, let your feet find just the perfect distance apart so that you're balanced. The knees are soft, shoulders are relaxed. The back of your hips are heavy. So your tailbone is heavy, like it's drifting towards the ground. And then the shoulder blades come towards each other as the palms face forward. And let the breath come in and out through the nose in the most natural way, like if the breath is whispering to you and you're listening. There's a message coming with the in breath. What is it? This practice is about learning to listen to your body, both in terms of the sensations and also the subtle energy that is always swirling, that is always here. Now, bring one hand to the hip and step the other foot behind you. Bend your knees enough so you can support it, so you can be supported, and bring your arm up and over for the side stretch. Now, I felt a little twinge when I started to come out of it, okay, because I'm navigating a sore back. That's what the class is here for. So you want to use your core strength anytime you move off axis. That makes sense? Anytime your body isn't vertical and your spine isn't stacked over your hips, over your legs, over your feet, you want to use your core. So let's practice just that, because this is a key part of life and also of yoga and Qigong practice, is to use your core. Anytime you do a yoga practice or a Qigong practice and you're not working with your core, when your body moves, you're risking a little tweak, right? You've all experienced it, and you can guide yourself deeper into these practices with less risk by using your core. So you squeeze the muscles in the pelvic floor as if there's something lifting, because there's a web of muscles going between the hips and between the pubic bone and the tailbone. And you lift it with about 10% tension. So you can relax, and then there's nothing. And then you lift 10%, and you're like, oh, there's a thing. And then from there, you hold that. You want it to be so light that you can sustain it. Then you step the other foot behind you, plant it, bring it up and over. Keep checking in on that core, especially when you come out, like lift up to lift up and out. And then over to the other side. Good. And then up and out. Keep going with that tension. If I could impart one practice to you for off the mat, it would be to utilize these are called bandhas in yoga, in a very light way throughout your day, anytime your body's moving. Like think about when you get in and out of your car. right? Your body's a little tilt, especially if you're picking something up and turning with it. So when there's a load on your back because you're engaging, picking something up, if you're picking something up and turning, that's the risk point. So you use your core. You all have a strong core. All right, so a few more without me talking. Get into your body. Now, the hand on your waist your thumb can maybe probe around in your back. See if there's any area that could use a little pressure, massage pressure. And relax. Bring both hands back there and just give a little rub, even if your back doesn't feel sore today. And just thank your back for all the hard work every day of your life. Your lumbar spine supports you. Okay, good. So flexion and extension, our old favorite, spinal cord breathing. So this is a work for the spine and for the breath. So as you inhale, arch back. And as you exhale, touch the elbows and the hands together, rounding the back. Big breath in through the nose and big breath out through the nose. So make that ocean sounding breath. Relax your face. Smile like you enjoy it. And if it feels a little tweaky anywhere in your body, then bring your attention there and go more gently. Now, really get into the breath here. Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe they're wide. This isn't a complicated move and it's very potent. So, still, there's that little core engagement. The knees are soft, right? So, there's a little bend in the knees and also in the hips. And then your head is moving up and down, not to the extreme though, just to stay in line with the spine. And then go with the pace of your breath and do 5 or 10 in this space of quiet, feeling everything. All right, let's bring in a twist. As you inhale, turn to the side, lifting up and out of your hips, and back to the front, and up and out of the hips. All right, and relax. Now inhale, come up a little bit off the heels, reach for the sky, get your back long, and exhale. Slide the hands down the front of your body. Two more times. Inhale, as if you can collect the sky, the sun, and exhale, bring it down into your heart. Inhale, reach the sky, the sun, tippy toes, exhale, coming down. And this time, inhale, bring your hands to cover the space below your navel. With your eyes opened or closed, feel the warmth behind your hands. Meditate here. And relax the hands. Keep that meditative spirit alive as you bring your hands behind your back and interlace, and then move them away from the hips so that the shoulder blades come together. And then the chin comes down, and then one ear comes up to the shoulder, and you circle the chin. And then that chin comes down and up to the other side where you circle the chin. And then come down and up and try to circle the other way. And then slowly down and up to the other side. If you don't remember which way to circle, then just do a few in each direction. Come down and up, circle. And down and up, circle. And relax. Now, let the neck free form. Where does it want to go? See if there's a little release there. Open and close the mouth. You can bring your hands up and rub your eyes, rub your forehead, smooth it out. And then the bridge of the nose, rub pretty firmly with your finger up and down the side of your nose. And then open and close your mouth as you rub the jaw. And then bring your hand around to the back of the neck and rub and release the neck. And also the other side. All right, shake it out. Shake the whole upper body out. That is our completion of the top half. Make a sigh or a sound. Let's laugh a little. Woo, shake and bounce and laugh. Make a sound. Make another sound. Shake, bounce, laugh, sound. Good. Okay. Now, come to steady yourself once again, and this time swing the leg. So hold on to a chair or the wall, and let the other leg. So we're looking to create a steady pillar through the standing leg so that the swinging leg doesn't have to hold any energy. Let this be a little vigorous if that's okay for your back. Both hands are swinging. This is very good for your back, especially that deep low back area right above the hip, right where your hip and your spine have a little corner. I just went a little bit too far. So if it feels a little tweak, do less. And switch legs. You can turn around or stay on the same hand on whatever support you found. It's okay to do it freestyle in the middle of the room as well, and it's a little harder to really let the leg go. Good. Relax the face. All right. And bend the toes backwards and forwards on both feet. For me, that's the final way to open the gates of the toe joints. For me, is the release into the ground of whatever I've stirred up that's ready to go. Back to the middle. Inhale, bring both hands up to shoulder height. And exhale as they release, and one hand goes in front of you and the other behind you. Get this pumping with the breath now. Let it be a breathing practice as well as this back. Release. Breathing vigorously through the nose if it's clear. Relax your face. Smile if you can. And let it slow down. Notice that the energy of the movement keeps going even after the movement stops. Feel that circulating energy. The first step to true Qigong is to feel the energy that's moving anyway. Before we can learn to direct energy, we've got to detect what's happening, what's real in our body. Bring one foot forward and one foot back. Let's do the front of the hip with the parting the cloud. So this is a warrior one variation for the yogis here in the room. So you're bending and straightening the front knee so that you're moving some dynamic movement into the hip flexors of the back leg. Now use that core as you move. Remember that 10% lift of the pelvic floor really helps. Bring your hands to the hips to help the hips stay square to the front. So the back hip probably wants to come forward a little bit. And then bring the hands in, kind of like you're doing a breaststroke, like the swimming. And remember earlier when we were blowing all the way across the room, you can do that breath blowing out through the nose and breathing in like the air is coming from a great distance from the outside, from the trees, right to your lungs. Smile and receive this gift of the nature. And move at the pace of your breath. And the next time your hands are forward, bring the hands straight forward and up into a gentle back bend. Strong core, leaning back. And then coming forward, lift your core strength. Lift that pelvic floor to step forward. Softly step down and keep it lifted as you step the other foot back. Find a nice comfortable stance with some width between your feet so it's easy to balance. Bring that back hip around forward. And straighten and bend the front leg. Okay, and then the parting the clouds. Here we go. Breathe in from the nature. Breathe out. Blow it out. And then the next time you're forward, bring the hands together. The thumbs travel up and back. Strong core. Moving to your back bend. Breathe into your back. And coming forward and down. And step the feet together. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, they slide down the front of the body. Inhale again. Exhale. And relax. Palms open to the front. Adjust your stance so that your body is poised over the centers of your feet and your toes are very light. So you're feeling the balance on all sides of your feet. Feel within. And relax. Okay, so our last three will be on the floor. So you're welcome to fold a blanket a couple times and lay it across your space to support your back or your knees. And we're going to come down to hands and knees for a back strengthening, and then onto our back for core strengthening and a nice spinal twist to conclude the practice. So once you're at your hands and knees, you can connect with cat-cow for a moment. So inhale, lifting the head and the hips. Exhale, rounding the back. On either side of this, lifting the head and the hips or rounding the back, you can turn your hips side to side, like try to lengthen your low back. So if you're feeling tightness, there's a way to arch or round your back, to tilt the hips, and then to lengthen or press or open. The hips might be moving to one side. You might be turning into a C curve. And then when you find it, take a few breaths. Open and lengthen where you're. And if you're not feeling a sore back today, then be grateful that your back doesn't hurt and explore so that you have these tools in the future. Now back to neutral and lift one leg up behind you. Reach, keep the toes pointed to the floor, reach the heel back, get long through the head, long through the heel, and then release. So this is the gentle version, is just lifting the leg. If you also want to lift an arm, like the diagonal, that's a little more intense. So lift the foot, alternate, hold for 2 or 3 breaths. Try to keep your hips level. Don't pick up the hip. Keep the hip flat, level, so the toes point down, and engage your back. And then release. Only do this if it feels good for your back today. Your back is so strong, everything is cooperating. From the heel to your head, including the core, you're lifting the foot, straight leg. Try to get long. All right, now when that's good, you can move the hips left and right, or circle the hips, or circle the chest. Be fluid here, freestyle, free form, feeling your back, letting it move. And then roll over onto your back. Bring the knees into your chest. Press the hips down to the floor and make a few circles with the knees. If you find an area that it feels good, like you're doing a little massage, then just stay with that. And then slide your hands or your thumbs under the hips. Lift one leg up and set the other foot or leg on the ground. And from your core strength, lift and lower that straight leg. So try to let this movement come from deep in your core and keep the foot flexed and the leg straight. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then change legs. Lift and lower. Use your core strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release both feet to the ground so the knees are bent, and let the knees go left and right for the windshield wiper release. All right, we'll do another set. Now, if that felt pretty good for you, you're welcome to do both legs at the same time, or you can do the one, and I'll count to 10 on each side. And if you're doing both legs at the same time, see if you can do all 20. So you're working to use your core as if you're pressing your navel to the floor, like you're trying to keep your low back flat to the floor with your core strength and with the hands under the edges of the hips. So here we go. Choose a leg, lift and lower. That's 1, 2, 3. If this feels easy, use more core strength. Keep going. 7, 8, 9. If you're doing both legs, keep with it. Change legs if you're doing one. Inhale up, exhale down. That's 2, 3, 4. And relax. Release the hands, straighten one leg out on the ground, and bring the other foot up and set it down on the knee. And then roll to the side, tucking the hip under, bringing your hand to the outside edge of that knee, and the foot releases to go wherever it wants to. And then try to flatten the shoulders back out on the ground. So it's not about cranking it over or getting the knee to the ground. Try to keep the upper back on the ground as you gently twist and breathe into that outer hip and lower back. You can look up or left or right. And if this is too much for your back, then the windshield wipers is a good one. Or both knees can come over. And then gently come back. And for the other side, you can, three variations here. Well, you have windshield wipers, which is variation one, or you extend the leg out on the ground, set the foot on the knee, roll over, tuck the hip. That's option two. Or option three is the knees are stacked. One of those will feel better for your back. So that's the one you want to choose. And it might be different on each side. And you're trying to keep the shoulders on the ground. And the head can go up or left or right. No strain in the neck. Breathing here. And when that feels complete, gently roll onto your back. Center your hips on the floor. Bring the knees into the chest. And make some circles with the knees. And then bring the feet to the ground, knees bent. Let the feet walk inch apart so they're about as width of a yoga mat. And then let the knees come together so they can rest. Adjust your feet so that they're flat on the ground, in neutral, easily resting. And then adjust your upper back, shoulder blades so they're flat. Let your head go left, right. The palms open to the sky. Releasing all the movement now. And let all the bones in your back, your hips and your shoulders be heavy. Imagine that the earth is so willing to support you that you can let go of all energy, of all strength, of all the efforts in the doing, of all the holding and the gripping. Let your body go. Let your spirit be light. And let your body be infused with the light from around you, from the light from the sun. Imagine your body is semi-transparent and the light is shining through every part of your body. Let go of all your efforts. and relax. And you're welcome to stay here a little while longer, to linger in this piece. Or if you'd like to conclude class, you can start to move and stretch, flexing the fingers and the toes. And when you're ready, bending the knees, rolling over to the side, coming up to sit or to kneel. And bringing your hands to your lap or to cover your heart. Like gratefulness, fill your heart and soul. Feel the life within you. Notice the pulsing of your heart and your fingers. Mm. And I thank each and every one of you for joining me for this class. My name is Christopher. I'm at your service. You're welcome to leave any comments or questions in the chat. And just let yourself rest in this okayness of this moment. Maybe this is a good time to sit and meditate for 5 minutes, Perhaps the outdoors is calling you, and it's reasonable for you to leave the phone behind and go for a little walk in the nature for 5 or 10 minutes. And you're also welcome to refresh yourself for the rest of Sacred Sunday with Daniela starting in just a few minutes. Thank you all.